Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
I'm Zahra.
And I'm James. We're here today to talk a little bit about food freedom and what that means, especially with Ramadan around the corner, and especially just with how we have become so dependent on food, especially in the Muslim community.
Yes, so we wanted to share a little bit about why we are doing a food freedom program, how it relates to spirituality, what happened with us, why it's so important, and how we think it can support you. Because basically when we went on this food spiritual journey and we experienced our transformations, like, our friends and our family is completely annoyed with us because we can't stop talking about it. We can't stop telling them about how amazing it is, how transformative it is, how different we feel, how everything just kind of shifted and changed for us because of this. And it's that, like, literal excitement that we can't stop talking about it that has led us to, like, well, let's make it bigger. Let's make it bigger than our friends and our family, and share it with everyone.
And I think the first thing when people hear food freedom, they just think diets, right? And what we're talking about is actually, see, the word diet as we understand it today is this sort of massive effort during a short temporary time to get some results, to get some temporary results. And that's why most people that go on diets actually gain weight afterwards. What diet really means in the true meaning is actually what deen means. Diet and deen have the same meaning, which is way of life. That's what a diet is. So, for example, a bear has a diet. It eats, it consumes, it's way of life that fits its lifestyle, right? That's what a diet means. It means that it's a way of life that fits my lifestyle, that fits my body, that fits my physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. And so...
Yeah, so just like how every animal has its natural diet that will support it, and why when you go to the zoo or when you go to some parks, like, don't feed the ducks, don't try and give, because you're messing up with their natural diet. And if you try and feed them your French fries or your sandwich, like, that's not what they're supposed to eat. It's going to make them sick. It's going to cause all of these ecological problems. So don't feed them something that's not in their diet. And just like that, Allah created us humans with a natural diet that when we consume and eat food in this way, both the way we think about it and how we actually eat it, we naturally will be closer to our natural state of fitrah. We'll be closer to our connection to Allah, how we're supposed to live. We will feel lighter. We won't get sick. There's, all disease originates in the gut. All of these things, because the way that we consume affects our body and our spirit, and so our natural diet leads to health.
And so this is not about dieting. It's not a keto diet. It's not whatever, Atkinson diet, all these different sort of short-term programs. What we're talking about is deep transformation around us consuming and living in our purpose that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us for. And so what's the opposite of food freedom is food dependency. And we've developed, especially as Muslims, tremendously unhealthy food dependency. What I mean by that is now we use food to feel good about ourselves. We use food to indulge because we're Muslims. Well, I can't do anything. I can't go drink. I can't go party. So I eat, right? We use it to socialize. Most Muslim events are around banquets and massive amounts of food. We use it to cope, right? And disappointment and a breakup and whatever. We go and eat ice cream. We go and eat cookies or whatever it is to relieve the pain that we're feeling from whatever it is that's going in our lives. And because we've used food for the wrong thing. Food was never created or designed for these functions that we depend on it for. And as a result, we're massively unhappy and unhealthy because we are expecting food to do something it was not designed for. Food was not designed to comfort us. Food was not designed to be indulged in. Food was not used to celebrate. Food was not used to socialize, created to socialize. But we are using it as such.
Yeah, and even the way that we're using it, like, if I use food to socialize, I might end up feeling not actually socializing and making a real connection with people, right? Enjoying their company and being with them, I might feel the pressure to eat more than I want to eat, or to eat something that, I'm trying not to eat. So I might feel that pressure and then feel guilty about not eating it, or I did eat it and I violated my own rules. Or I might feel resentment that, I came to this party and I had to eat these things. So we're using it as a tool to socialize, but it's actually hurting our social connections. We're using it as a tool to celebrate. Oh my gosh, this great thing happened. Let me go get a treat. But, in most other contexts, when you perform really well, when, an athlete or, a sports car, like you use it and it's at its peak performance, what do they do afterwards? They reward it with even better, proper treatment. They don't go dumping junk into it. They don't go, now I'm going to drink a Coca-Cola and eat a bag of chips, right? So to celebrate, we're treating ourselves badly, even though we think we're treating ourselves to, this celebration.
And I think what's key here is what we're doing is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned us about, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, right? لماذا تفعلون ما لماذا لما تقولون ما لا تفعلون كبر مقتا على الله أن تقولوا ما لا تفعلون. Oh people of the book, why do you say that which you don't do? Most hated to Allah is what you say and you don't do. Right? And this was, about a specific instance, but this is us. We say that if we believe that something is bad for us, and this is just our own beliefs, like this is not in Islam or in the Quran or whatever, this is your own individual belief. If I believe that drinking alcohol is bad, right? What happens? If I drink it, I'm going to feel bad. Why? Because I violated my own belief. So if you believe that eating cake is bad, I don't want to demonize any food, or eating bread is bad, or eating
whatever.
Whatever it is.
If purple food is bad and then you eat the purple food, you will feel bad because you made the rule that that's bad, and then you broke your own rule. So you will feel incongruence. You will feel out of alignment with your own self.
And so if you're so now it's a double negative if you are trying to celebrate, right, by violating your own belief, by violating your own rule. It makes no sense. And that's why success is not a consistent thing. Now it becomes just this one in a blue moon thing, because we are always rewarding ourselves by violating our own rules and our own beliefs, which is counterintuitive.
Yes. And then
the same goes for the opposite. When you're coping, when you're sad, right? See, a disappointment is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to force us to reflect, to pay attention to something that needs to be paid attention to, that we've neglected. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts this quote-unquote obstacle in our way, right? And an obstacle and a challenge is meant to be analyzed and understood. Why did this person break up with me? Why did I get fired? Why did this person hurt me? And understand what is the wisdom behind this life event. But what we do now, number one, we don't use the setback as a tool for us to reflect and grow and use it as a stepping stone. So number one, we're not learning from our mistake. But then number two, we make it a double negative by going and violating against our own beliefs. Well, now forget it, man. Forget my rules about food. I'm just gonna go and eat whatever it is because I'm sad or I'm disappointed, right? And so now, instead of using the setback as a tool to grow, now I'm setting myself back 2 steps behind, because number one, I'm not learning from this setback, and number two, now I'm feeling bad and guilty and ashamed from my food choices that I did, and possibly a third step back, I might be feeling physically ill, right? We all overate at night one time or ate too many cookies, and then we're not sleeping well, and we're not feeling well.
Yeah. So essentially, what is the remedy to all of this? The remedy is that we put food in its place. We use it for what it's supposed to be used for, right? To sustain us, to provide us with nutrients, to help us be strong and healthy. That's it, right? And we don't use it to celebrate. We don't use it to socialize. We don't use it to cope from negative emotions. We don't use it for all of these other things. And when we are able to do that, we were just talking about this. What happens?
Well, you become free. That's what freedom is, and that's what Islam was for. Freedom. Islam set, of course, the slaves free, and set the women free, and set the poor free. But also, first and foremost, we need to set our minds free, right? And when you gain this independence from food, you're gaining freedom, where you don't regulate your feelings, your emotions based on what you eat, right? You don't connect with somebody based on what's being served. You don't, feel good or bad about yourself based on,
how much you ate or didn't
eat, right? If you were good or bad that day.
Yeah, and this freedom, I mean, now I've had a brain fart, but that's why we've been raving about our own transformation, because how free you feel, nothing can compare to that feeling of freedom and knowing that you're in control. I'm not at the mercy of, oh my God, I'm a guest and I have to eat this thing, or oh my God, this amazing dessert was served and now I just have to eat it because it's my favorite. I'm not at the mercy of food, of what's presented, of what other people will think. I'm not at that mercy. I am free. I am free to do what I believe is right for me. I'm free to honor myself. I am free to choose myself. I am free to master my own mind that, I've said I'm not going to, indulge in this or do that. And then I stick with my word so I can trust myself. So you gain confidence, you gain self-trust, you gain freedom. And when you do all of that, it has ripple effects across your whole life, because how you apply yourself in one way, you will end up living and replicating in all other areas of your life, in your relationships, in your career, and with your family. All of those things, it'll spill over, and it will just be this beautiful kind of catalyst to infuse your whole life with more self-trust, confidence, and freedom.
And what really is the key here is that people are tired of the diets, the shame, the body shaming, all these things, because we're making it all about the wrong thing. This is not about calorie counting and how much you put in and how much you put out. It's about freedom. Why? Because when you are free, you're able to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and attain Jannah the way He expects us to do. If we are enslaved to anything, how can we attain Jannah?
Yeah, and it's not even about like being good or bad. Oh, I'm good, I'm eating healthy, and I'm bad, I'm eating unhealthy. Because literally the whole food industry and the whole way we're marketed is set up for us to all fail, for us to be bad and be unhealthy and to be couch potatoes and be eating Pringles and, it's set up for us to fail. And so when you break free from the chains that literally are imposed on us from the very beginning, from when we're small kids, school lunches and Happy Meals and all of those things are designed to get us hooked and addicted and enslaved to dysfunctional food from the beginning, and all the holidays with the associated foods with them. All of it is a setup, is a trap. So when you break free, you will realize that it was not about you being good or bad. It was about you being part of a system of basically we're the consumers, right? In the system just designed to get us to consume material goods, consume food. It's still just money, right? It's just money exchanging hands. And when you break free, you'll see it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. It was designed that way to keep you trapped, and now you have broken free of this trap. And that's what this program is about. That's what Ramadan is about. Ramadan is prescribed month of 30 days of fasting to allow you to break free from the holds that the material dunya world has on you, to let go of your attachments. And if you haven't seen our Your Best Ramadan training yet, please go and watch it, because it's super powerful. But that's what all of Ramadan is for, and that's why we're using Ramadan as a catalyst for transforming your relationship with food, because you already have the amazing, beautiful benefits of Ramadan on your side to support you to make this transition.
So if you've been feeling that, like, yes, I want to take my health and well-being seriously now. Yes, I am tired of feeling tired, not being able to move, feeling bad when I eat certain foods, feeling good when I eat others, and you were looking for a sign. This is it here. We are here to support you. Check out our program, Ramadan 365. The link is in our bios. Check out the program. Look at the testimonials. This is for you. And this, inshallah, will deepen your relationship with Allah in so many ways that I cannot even describe in this live. But check out the links, and we're looking forward to supporting you, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.